That wasn't the plan.
Oh, hello, Emily. Here's the most terrified dog.
Oh, goodness. Hi, buddy.
He's so scared. He's so scared all the time. He's so scared. He's so scared all the time. Hey!
Welcome, Paolo. Oh, are you going to... He's like frozen.
He is, no, he's not shut down right now. But like sometimes he'll be so shut down, like, and you can see it in his eyes. He's not making memories.
Hey, buddy. Thanks for coming on the podcast today.
You're welcome.
Welcome to That Wasn't the Plan. And for hey, for everybody else out there avoiding their responsibilities, I am Emily White,
and I'm the world's kid sister, Courtney Holland. Good to see you.
Oh,
Sorry,
Courtney, how's it going this week?
It's been a good week. It's been, it's warm. It's warm
Is
out.
it? I was just going to ask, what's the temperature like out there?
It's freaking warm, and which is crazy because last week we were frozen in a tundra, and I couldn't get out of the house, and it was a lot. So,
did you have snow last week?
Oh yeah, sorry. There was snow. We had like two different snowstorms. One of them was snow, then sleet, so it was like packed. So everything was like solid ice. It was
Perfect.
so fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It was fun, but it does make me. It makes me miss those the LA warm. But you know that shit got old after a while. You know what I mean? Like
I do, and you know, people are like, "Oh, why did you ever want to leave Los Angeles?" And I'm like, "Well, here the truth of the matter is, I was seasonally depressed because there is no change of season.
There's no
you know,
change.
It just goes from like hot to warm to hot again. And, 11, 12 years had passed by and I was like, what? We haven't even had fall yet.
Right? I always tell people the passage of time is very strange in Los Angeles.
It's very strange.
There's holidays come and go, and most of the time I would leave for the holidays, though I did stay once for Christmas, and that was bizarre because it's like a ghost town. Nobody's there.
It really is. Nobody's
it's pretty great. You can go to the beach in like 18 minutes. It's crazy from anywhere.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. Yeah, it is a strange place. Everybody looks so good all the time too, so no one ages.
True. I left LA with some of the most fantastic like experiences that I have been able to retell in my life. And, and anyone who's lived in a city, I feel like has stories of, what I mean, it could be anything. So, boy, do I have a story for you.
Oh, I can't wait. Yes. What is your story today?
It's titled Flagging Down Your Own Mugger. Okay.
Oh, very nice.
Mm-hmm. So in Los Angeles, I was a dog walker. Well, I was an actor. So I was actually a dog walker and a house sitter. So I worked for a company who worked with, I'd walked famous people's dogs. And everybody was lovely. So
who had the coolest dog?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if this is name dropping or if it's allowed, but Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Dee, and there's another gentleman on the show that's her husband. They had a dog named Oscar, and he was so beautiful and so well trained, like very well trained. And he was delightful.
Oh, what kind of dog was
Oscar? He looked like a German Shepherd, but if I remember correctly, his ears were a little rounded. He was just very interesting, sweet, very, very, very well behaved.
Was he as big as a German Shepherd?
Yeah, he was. He was. I mean, he wasn't huge, but he was like a big. He was a big dog. That's what I would consider a big dog. But lovely.
Oh,
yeah.
When was this in LA? Like, how long had you been there?
This was my second tour, so I think it was like 2007, 2008, 2009.
Okay,
so 2008 or 2009. I don't think I would turn 30 yet. So, got a job with a wonderful company called C Spot Walk. They were just lovely. We worked for a lot of richer people, and we one of the houses that we habitually stayed at, like we were recurring
so you actually
staying
stayed
at houses.
Homes.
Oh, okay. It was
Oh,
wild, yeah. So
okay.
this house was in Beverly Hills, like, an older couple lived there, so it definitely had, like, a grandma, grandpa vibe.
Uh-huh.
Very big, had a pool in the back. So, I'd stayed there quite a few times over the year that I'd been working for them. So I was staying there. It was a Thursday night. I had my Chihuahua, Rooster, with me, and I was in my pajamas, and I the owner called and said, "Could you move and put your car on the street because the groomer is coming in the morning and needs to park around back so they can groom the dogs." And I said, "Of course." So I
Gotcha.
went to put my car, I tried to start it. It was on an incline, wouldn't start. It was low on gas, which I always was, and so it wouldn't start. So I was just like, "Oh, I'll just roll it out and then it'll start and I'll push it." We all know how to get around these things. So I rolled it out of the driveway and I'm in the middle of the street. It's like 9 p.m. again
Is
on
it
a
a
Thursday
busy
night.
street in Beverly Hills or kinda one of those side streets?
Not a lot. It was still felt very neighborhood, like it was a
Gotcha.
neighborhood. And I know they had ADT because I ended up trying to call them. But so my car rolled it into the street. It won't start. And I'm like, fudge. It's 9 o'clock Thursday night, Beverly Hills. And as you know, Emily, I can't just go to a house and knock and be like, "Can you help me?"
No, 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 no.
Oh God, no. Do you want to get shot?
Yeah.
So
You'd get
we
arrested before they even asked what you were doing there.
Absolutely. Yeah, they already saw me. Somebody saw me and they're like, "There is hoodlum on the street." So, and I'm in my PJs, like I said. So I tried to call ADT and I said, "I'm stranded. My car won't move." And they kept telling me the address that I gave them was incorrect. And I think when I hung up, like I was so frustrated, because I was freaking out. I was embarrassed. I was
ADT,
like,
you were calling their security company or
they had a security person that, like,
oh, that,
drove
like,
around the
patrolled.
neighborhood. Yeah, drove around the
Gotcha.
neighborhood, right.
Okay.
And I was actually giving them the wrong address, so bless their hearts. I was so stressed out, I thought I was giving them the right address, and I was just so embarrassed. And I even a jogger went by, and so I finally called my boss. I don't have AAA. I have insurance, but, like, insurance is not gonna send a car. So I called my boss, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck in the middle of the street. I'm at the Greens house, and the car won't start." So she's like, "Okay, don't worry. I'll send my husband right now." And as she says it, a nice car starts driving down the street. I was like, "Oh, you know what? A car's coming. I'm gonna flag him down, ask him to help push my car." And
How
she's like,
nice.
"Okay." Yeah, she said, "Okay, call me when after." And I was like, "I will." Hung up. Car pulls up. It was a white Toyota Solara. It was a nice, newer one. A girl was driving, a woman, and a guy was in the passenger side. So I'm leaning in to the car and she's driving, he's there. And I was like, "I'm so sorry. Could you just hop out and help me push my car out of the middle of the street? It's stalled out." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, sure." So they pull over and they pulled over into exactly where the car was going to go. So I started to walk towards their car and say, "Oh, you might want to pull up a little bit." And the guy gets out of the car with a gun and he's
Oh
like,
my
yeah,
god.
he's pointing the gun at me. He says, "Don't be stupid." And I was like, "Oh God, but I am so fucking stupid." That was
You're
my
like,
first
"Oh,
thought.
dude, you picked the
You
right girl
you
tonight."
yeah. And he was like, "Give me your purse, don't be stupid." I was like, "I don't have my purse." And he was like, "Don't be stupid." And I just remember he kept saying, "Don't be stupid." And I'm like and so he came at me and got into the car, started digging through the car because he was certain that I had a purse. So he's digging through the car and Rooster is in the car. And I remember
Oh.
thinking, "He's gonna have to kill me." Like,
Yeah.
so I'm standing there, I was just trying to hand him things as he's digging
You're
because there's
giving him scraps
clothes.
of paper
Yeah,
and
I gave him the connector to my, where you turn the radio, you connect it to your, Nano. I'm like, "Here, this is trash. You want it?" So, he's digging and I'm kind of thinking, I don't even know what I'm thinking, honestly. I kept thinking, he said, "Don't be stupid." And I was like, I'm fucking the dumbest person I know. And then suddenly the girl in the car turns the volume way up on the sound of the stereo. And
What?
then he walks away, he says, "Give me your phone." So I give him my phone and then he gets in the car and they drive off.
Oh my
And I'm
god.
like, so I'm in the street, and of course, because someone pointed a gun at me, I was like, "Ah!" I was like, oh, I was just in
Oh my
shock. So
god.
my embarrassment, I just ran to a house, right, the closest house, because I didn't have a phone now. And
Oh my
I knocked on
God.
their door and I've backed away from their door because I felt like I looked like scum of the earth, like down and out. I was like 29. I was perfectly fine. I was drunk at the time, but that never played a role in it.
Are you sure?
So I know. So the door opens and I just think they're going to have a shotgun or they're going to be like, get away from the door. And I had my hands up and I was like, I I'm so sorry. I was just mugged. They're still in the neighborhood. They just took off. He had a gun. So they brought me in and they could not have been more
Oh.
kind. They were so sweet to
Oh.
me and treated me like a real person. Like in my head, I
Oh.
just had an idea of
Yeah.
who I was at that time. You know how it is when you're struggling
Exactly.
every day and you
Yes.
can't make ends meet. And so I remembered the woman's name was Sandy, and I was like, "That's my mom's name." And they called 911. And as we're waiting for the police, and I'm crying, and then they got in touch with C Spot Walk. So they called them to let them know,
Okay.
which was incredible. They just handled. And then she was like, "Would you like some tea?" And I was
Oh,
like,
sweet. Oh my.
"Sure." "What do you have vodka though?" No, I said, "Yeah, I was like, "I'd love some tea." She brings me a tea, chamomile tea in a golden goblet. It was like
Ooh.
crystal, beautiful gold. I was just like I was like,
She comes out with a
yeah.
tiara and a gown for you
Yeah, she's
too.
like, "Do you need pearl earrings?" And I'm like, "I do." But they were so sweet.
Did the cops come?
Oh, yeah. So there were cop cars up and down that street. You would have
I
thought there was
believe
a
it.
homicide. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man,
And my
the
car was still in the middle of the street. No one has moved it. And of course, one after another, they keep asking me to tell the story again and again and again and again. And I don't remember thinking anything other than like, do you guys not communicate? Like, I just didn't think it was that profound of a story, but I kept telling it. Probably they wanted to check and make sure that it
that
was
you're not
true.
making this up, and yeah,
Yeah, like,
yeah.
because it is, what the fuck? Like,
Y
know?
Of
So,
like, of all chances, the
right?
one car that happened to be there at the time that this happened to, like, mug you.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and like the people from work showed up and they were going to have someone else stay there that night. And then another girl came because I couldn't take my car. They wanted to brush it for prints. So I couldn't take my car.
Oh god.
So they've dusted the car. It's his fingerprints because his hands were all over the car. And so, and I mean, it was like 2 or 3 hours before I got to leave. I know.
What
It's
time had you
crazy.
said this was around, like, 8 or 9 at night?
It was 9 o'clock at night. So around 11 was when I finally got to leave, somewhere around there.
Oh
And
my god.
my coworker was gonna take me home. But before I left, a cop came up to me and he said, "Listen, you need to go buy a lottery ticket tonight. I've never heard of anything like this happening." And I was like, so we did. We went and bought a lottery ticket. She bought it because I didn't have any money. And we did not win anything. So
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
yeah. So yeah, because I had remembered like 4 of the letters or numbers on the license plate. So I was able to give them
Oh,
that. Yeah. I gave them all my phone records from that night on because they kept the
okay.
phone and they bought ringtones on the phone. And
Very nice.
I was like, "Officer, is there any way we can find out what the ringtones were?" No? Is
Can
that weird?
you
Okay.
somehow get
Yeah.
those on my new phone?
Right. Just was like picturing Xanadu. Um, like what? Who buys
Nothing but
ringtones?
Olivia.
Yeah. So, yeah, and they had me speak to a caricature artist, and I mean,
Oh,
you
it's
really would
because
have
he
thought,
had a gun.
yeah, yeah, and they were
The
asking me
gun,
like,
like,
"Was
escalates any
Of course,
situation.
yeah,
Yeah.
and, I knew it was a revolver, I saw that, and then they were like, "Was it loaded?" And I was like, "How the fuck do you think I'm gonna know that he's" and now I understand, like, revolvers you can I'm like, "But I'm like, "Is it loaded?" But I will say, I did not think he was gonna shoot me. That never crossed my mind
I
that
mean,
he was
that
gonna kill me.
escalates something to a whole 'nother level.
For sure. Like, the fact
Like,
that there
you're
was
in
a
Beverly
gun.
Hills and you're gonna shoot somebody on the street, you're
Right.
big big time
Right?
busted. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was,
Oh my
that's
god.
that's one.
S Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, did they ever find him? Did you know
No,
him? Did you no.
no. But I would see Toyota Solaras, and you know what really what burns my cookies is that a woman driving the car watched a man point a gun at another woman, like, bitch, and she
No.
was beautiful and really cute. They were young, they looked like they were going to a club, they looked adorable, but I just love that, "Don't be stupid."
Don't be stupid.
I'm like, "You barking up the wrong tree, motherfucker."
I'm very stupid.
I'm so stupid.
I do a lot of stupid things.
Yeah, look at what's in my car, I'm drunk off the booze in this house, like well, and he didn't know I was staying there.
Did
Yeah.
he not see your pajamas on?
Well, and I was gonna say, back in those days, yeah, people weren't walking around everywhere in their fucking pajamas, but, and I had slippers on too, so I don't know if they were gonna if they would have gone so far as to try and go in the house or anything like that, but there wasn't
That would have
anything
been
of value in
crazy.
there.
Had you been like, this is my house, been like, take me inside.
Yeah. So my ability to choose the person to assault me is pretty phenomenal. There's a book called The Gift of Fear my sister gave me after this happened. And it talks about how always ask for help because only 0.0023 something percent of people that ask somebody for help are going to get hurt by the person they ask for help from.
And that's you.
And I'm left-handed. Holy shit.
I'm surprised you didn't win the lottery that night.
I know. Well, I did win the lottery in another way. So this is 4 months later or so. My partner at the time and I really wanted to see Black Swan. So we did a rare thing. We went into Hollywood to the ArcLight to watch it opening night, and it was like the midnight showing.
What do
So we
you
saw
mean
the
you did a rare thing by going into Hollywood? Where were you living at the time or something?
North Hollywood on a Saturday
Oh.
night. Like,
Oh,
when
okay,
did
yeah.
you ever go into Hollywood ever? Like,
Oh, fuck
really?
no. Yeah.
Right?
I
Nobody
stayed
ever.
in my neighborhood.
Exactly, yeah. Or went to the movie theater in the valley. Like, I wouldn't go to the ArcLight, but I was excited about the movie, And
Yeah.
so we saw the movie, and we come out of the movie theater. ArcLight has a giant, parking garage. We get out there. There's helicopters everywhere. People are running, and they're like, "Get inside! There was a shooting." So there was a shooting in the garage, and we had to sit and wait in the lobby of the ArcLight. They didn't, and it was like 3 a.m. by the time we're finally like, "All right, we're not getting our car tonight. Let's go take a cab."
Oh,
So we
boy.
start walking up Vine, and there's a cab right there, and Mike goes over and says, "How much?" Because we had to get cash out of the ATM. That's how long ago this was. You couldn't pay with a
Yeah.
card.
Right.
So, how much is it going to cost to go to North Hollywood? And he told us. So Mike went and got cash out. And Mike just wanted to go back to that cab. And I was like, no, no, let's just keep walking and then we'll flag one down. And then, we're already moving in that direction. So we did. We started walking. Here comes a cab, flagged him down, pulls over. Nice enough, we get in the car. It's a skinny white dude. And we start driving. And Mike is very chatty and I'm chatty, and we told him about the shooting, and he's like, "You'll never read about it." Like, they never post it. They never do anything about, like, crime,
They
because they're
don't.
trying to keep tourism up. And I was like, "That's very fair. That's true." So he's like, "Do you mind if we stop? I need to put some water in my car." And we're like, "Sure." So we go in, we get waters, and then we get one for him just because we're fucking nice. And we start driving, and Mike is really, chatting him up. And he's like, "So, what made you, start driving a cab?" And he was like, "Well, it's been really tough out here. I spent time in prison, and it's really hard to get a job after spending
Yeah.
time in prison." And Mike was like, "Yeah, I can imagine." Yada, da, da, da. And and he was like, "Yeah, there's just a point in your life where you say to yourself, you got to stop this home invasion shit." And we're both like, but still playing it cool. Like I remember thinking, that's fucking weird. And then I kind of, it was just weird. So Mike just didn't miss a beat. He was really like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. So then Mike was like, "Well, what did you go to prison for, if you don't mind me asking?" And he was like, "If you go to YouTube, YouTube Alhambra body dumping." And he was like, "I was a limo driver, and a guy that I had driven somewhere got shot, and they brought him back out to the car. So me and another guy took him to a bank nearby and
What?
carried him in and dropped his body off and left because they didn't want to get in trouble." And I was like, we were both like,
What?
"Oh shit." So then we we keep talking and they start talking about guns, and Mike had 2 guns legally at the time, and, I think Mike was like, "Yeah, I'm cool, I get it, like, I'm totally like, I'm streetwise, I get it." So then he was like, "Yeah, man, I've had such a hard time out there, this isn't even a real cab. I'm not a real cab driver. This is a movie set cab." And we were
Oh
like,
my god.
and he was like, "Yeah, so mainly I just drive back and forth from Hollywood to the beach and just, charge them an arm and a leg, the tourists." And we're like, "Wow, that's
Oh,
crazy." And
look,
we're like,
there's
"We
our stuff.
really," we were like, "We've already given him our address." We're like, "Oh, well, sheesh." Like, holy smokes. So I'm certain at this point, he's going to get to our apartment and
Yeah.
he's going to say, "Sir, you get out of the car. She's staying here with me. I need you to go get all your guns or whatever the fuck else they were talking about drugs and stuff.
My
Not
god.
anything crazy, like not dealing or whatever, but
Right.
so we get there and he's like, "Oh, hey, I got a friend that lives in that house right there." And we were like, "Cool. All right. Well, see you later." We got out of the car and went inside, and as we're walking away, we're like, holy fucking shit," and we tipped him, like, big time, and, we
Locked
get
all the doors.
oh my god, we got into the because it was a gated, like, our
Okay,
apartment complex was gated, we get in there, and we
good.
run up the stairs, and we go to YouTube, and we're like, "Alhambra body dumping," and there it is. He's right there on E1 Lion. It's a video
So,
of him.
it's like broad daylight, he's driving a
Night
limo,
It's the middle of the night, it's
okay,
12 PM, yeah.
explain this to me,
Oh,
I'm
the
a little
shooting, the
confused. Yeah,
shooting. Yes. So it's from a bank, like, security camera,
yeah, uh-huh.
and he and another guy, he's dressed in a suit, and the other guy is dressed kinda like a punk, and they are carrying this guy in by he's got his hands, he's got his legs, they bring him in, they lay him on the ground. The guy in the suit, our cab driver, points to somebody and says he's hurt, and then they run. They take off. So he went to prison because of it, like, that they dropped him off at a bank instead of a hospital, or I mean, I don't think you can drop bodies off. I think you have to, like, and the guy did die, so I
Oh,
know, right?
geez.
Right?
Well, they probably thought he was somewhat responsible for him being shot is
Which
why he went
he
to
very well
prison.
could be. He
He could have
very well
been.
could have
I
been.
mean,
Yeah. But, yeah, when he had the whole I remember that an old cab used to have, like, the digital, like, it
yeah,
looked like something out
uh-huh.
of a cab. It was not in the console, it was on the seat. So we were looking at it, but it looked I mean, everything about it
Oh
seemed like a
my
real cab.
god, Courtney.
No,
Jesus,
right?
that would have scared the shit out of me.
We were
I would have been
we
like,
were
"Just
like
drop me off right here."
I mean, and we were just trying to play it cool because we didn't wanna
Yeah, right.
I
You
don't
don't know
know,
who this
like
guy is. You don't know if he's
and
capable
we are
of
in at his mercy. We are in this
really are.
car. But that, like, to be told, like, "This isn't even a real cab. I'm not a real cab driver. This is a movie set cab." And you gotta tell yourself you gotta quit it with this, home invasion shit. What? And that came early on, and we were like, we were both trying to be like I remember I touched Mike's hand, and we were kind of like, "We are both hearing these things, and we're both aware that this is a little scary." So that happened within, like, 4 months of me flagging down my own mugger.
Oh my
I
god, what
wouldn't
happened
believe
4
this shit.
months after that?
I crashed my car, and then I went to rehab. I I did win the lottery.
Yeah, you did. You got sober.
I got sober. But, like, those are some of those 2 stories, and then this is my favorite, and it's very short, but I just love this one. I'm working in Venice, and I'm driving to go pick up breakfast, and on my way, I see a woman who she kinda looks like a kindergarten art teacher. She's got big flowy hair, and she's lots of colors,
A
and she
Cheerio necklace and
yeah, she just
right.
looked like, but she was older. So she makes dead eye contact with me and is like, "Oh my god." And she waves me down and there's not really a lot of people on the street. So I pull over immediately and like put my hazards on. I was like, did she need help? Or maybe does she want to know what kind of car this is? Because it was a rental and I don't know. Those are the things that crossed my mind.
Right, of
So I
course.
roll my window down because she's on out like outside of the car. And she just leans into the car and goes, "Loser!" and then walks away. And I was like, oh. So I just took my hazards off and rolled the window up. I mean, she flagged my ass down. She was like, "Oh, please." And then just, "Loser." I was like, how did she know? Can you smell it on me? What the fuck? So mean.
So awesome.
And then when I was coming back from picking up the breakfast, she was getting arrested. So I do believe that she was maybe saying
On
something.
something?
But I couldn't think of something more hilarious for her to say to me. 8 a.m. Loser.
You're like,
I was
well,
like,
now that that's been established, I
like,
got to get to work.
have you been talking to my dad? So, this is the last story I have. It was again in the morning, but it was in Santa Monica. I'm driving to work. I'm right on the what was that street? Ocean Avenue, where you can see the ocean. It's just beautiful. And I'm heading into Venice, and I'm at a stoplight, and I had short hair at the time. And I'm at a stoplight, and I could hear, you can kind of hear when there's somebody that with some, mental health crisis screaming, and, the sound of it. So I heard it coming, and I had my window down a little bit. And so I was just going to keep looking front. And then I kept hearing, as they're getting closer, "Mister, Mister." And I'm the only car there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There was a car next to me, but I'm like the closest. And I'm like, does he think I'm a dude? So I just kind of like, and he's getting so close. "Mister, hey, Mister." And then I didn't look, and he goes, "You want to see my balls?" And I was like, I mean, I guess. So I turned, sure enough, man just had his testicles in his hand. I don't know how that's possible. He had jeans on. And I was like, well,
Were
there
the
you
jeans
go.
like pulled
They
up
were
and they were just kind of
unzipped.
unzipped?
He may have had the other piece covered with his hand. But I remember I'm like,
That's a
oh,
strange suggestion. Like, here's only a little bit, the least
the balls.
exciting bit.
Just the balls. But he asked.
Oh, and then
And he
you
also
give him
thought
an
I was a man.
answer.
He was like, "Mister, you want to see my balls?" I'm like, I guess I could. And there they were.
Were they big?
No, and it was hard to see them. So
Just
I was
kind of
like, I got gypped. But so
unremarkable balls.
he got all the way up to my car, and I was like, oh shit, should I have not looked? And then he suddenly stopped and walked around the front of my car and kept going, "Mister." So then was talking to the guy in the car next to me. I was like, oh, the whole time he was talking to that guy. It wasn't because thought I was a man. I
Well,
don't think
maybe. I'm
And
surprised he didn't ask you for money for looking at
I
his
know.
balls.
And I would have given him. I'm like, I have 45 cents to my name, and you can have it. But before, again in the morning, and I got to work, and I was like, everybody, I got to see balls this morning before 7 a.m. What'd you get? Yeah. I can't remember if that was before. I think that was before the loser.
You're really nice rolling down your window and speaking with people on the street. I'd ignore everybody.
You would not have ignored the woman. She looked flowy and it just felt like, I don't know. I think you would have. And I was also high, so I think everything was like, I was super aware,
Yeah.
of everything. And I'm an addict and an alcoholic, if anyone's not listened to the show. So that comes into my story a little bit. But I was, and not like out of control high. I was just kind of like, life was good, And I was like, I'm
Yeah.
going to help this hippie woman. And then she knew.
She helped you.
She helped me. She straight up told me, "What's up?" She's like, "I saw you coming down the street in that car." And I said, "That's a fucking loser if I ever saw one."
Get
I'm
your
gonna
shit
tell her.
together,
Yeah,
loser.
Yeah, you are wasting your parents' money. You have you ruined your life. But it was still fun, even though it's honestly sad. There was both situations. There's a mental health crisis happening with both people. and that's not funny, but, like, the fact that she simply said "loser" and then
And
walked away.
nothing else.
Yeah, that just walked away, and I loved it. The moment where I'm like, "Well, I'll turn my hazards off, and I'll go ahead and get
Sometimes,
back on the
when
street."
you're struggling with something and you're like, "Oh my god, just give me a sign." Like if it and then
Yes.
it's just like that still small voice in your head and you're like, "No, but I really need a sign. Like I
Yeah,
need it
give me a
blatant
sign.
in my face." Well, there you
Yeah.
got it.
I was like, "I think I'm gonna make it."
Oh,
So
Courtney, those
those
are good
are
stories.
aren't they good? Like,
Those are
I
good.
would I would do it all again. I mean, I would do it all again just because I learned whatever, but mostly because those stories are it's insane.
I know. It's true. We walk away with so many good stories. So good,
And
many
just
good
also
stories.
life lessons and,
Yep.
you know, I feel like I I always now I'm like, I'm so street smart, but am I? I flagged down my own mugger, and I flagged down another car that wasn't actually a cab, and, I mean, he was parading as a cab driver. It wasn't like I just saw a random car and was like, "You wanna give us a ride?"
Yeah.
So but yeah, those,
And you pull over for people that are needing help.
like, I've
Uh,
I've checked myself into a mental hospital, like, I have had my struggle with mental health, so I don't wanna seem like I'm like, "Ha, ha, ha, they're suffering," but,
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah.
no, but, I mean, it was poetic. "Would you like to see my balls?"
Why, yes, I would.
"Mister, pardon me, sir.
Do you have any balls I can see?
Would you like to see my balls?" I mean,
No,
sure.
so good.
Yeah. So those are my, and, LA, like, I do believe in energy, and I believe, because when I first moved out there, it was not long before I had my first, like, situation. I think I've certainly told you about it. I was on a bus riding to Santa Monica, and a
Yeah,
guy
you
was,
told me
like,
this.
rubbing his bits on me, and I didn't realize it. I mean, he was pantsed, but, after that incident, and then another thing happened, and then another thing happened, like, I definitely think I was putting out an I don't think I deserved it. I don't think I was, nothing like that, but I think there was a fear that I was putting out there that was being sensed. Like, it happened, there was I would s there's 4 times out not talking about the loser and wanna see my balls, where I was walking, in Los Feliz. One guy threw his Coke at me, totally doused me in Coke. He had just
Oh,
walked
Coca-Cola.
out.
I was like,
Yeah,
"That's a waste of
his
drugs."
cocaine, he was blew it in my face, and I was like, "Yeah!"
It's
That
very
was
irresponsible of a drug addict.
and he just came out. He had just gotten it and threw it at me, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I
It's
was like,
fucking crazy.
isn't that nuts?" So then, after that, oh, my mom came into town. This is when I broke my foot, and my mom had to, like, kind of drive my car because it was a 5-speed, and we were walking in the promenade. It was nighttime. I was on crutches, and a woman came up to me and got in my face, and she goes, "You can walk." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." And then my mom was
Oh
like, "Oh
my
my god."
god.
I know, my mom was like, "What's" I was like, "I don't know," because my mom tells the story where she was like, "You were telling us all this stuff," and we were like, "Courtney," and then I saw it happen. She's like, "She just came right up to you and just got in your face and go, 'You can walk.'" And I was like, "I know." And she just
But I
laughed.
prefer crutches.
Yeah, I love crutches. They make my armpits feel good.
Oh my god. I think the whole time Los Angeles was trying to give you a sign like, "You don't belong here."
You
Like,
don't wanna be here. You're
you don't
crying
wanna
yourself
be
to sleep.
here.
This is not
Just
your
go
spot.
home. We're gonna continue to make it horrible for you.
It's so crazy, like, the world it really was telling me, like and I was like, "No, I'm staying." Like,
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
I
this out.
didn't what was I gonna do? Go back to Northern Virginia and just be like, "It was hard. It was scary."
And there's no shame in that. I would
But
say half the people in LA do that, that are just
I
like, come out for a little bit and they're like, "It is hard. It is hard." There were
it's
many
just
times when I just wanted to give up, but I didn't.
yeah,
Um,
right? And why didn't you? You just kind of were like, "This was a choice I made." I was like, "Well, I've gotta" I just
yeah.
kept thinking, "I gotta see this through. I have to
Yeah.
push through this."
I wanted to
And
see it
it just
through.
got worse and worse.
Yeah.
It just was, it and I've lived in San Francisco before that, and I moved around a lot as a kid, so I was like, "Oh my god, I can live anywhere. I can handle it."
Yeah.
And LA was by far the hardest place I've ever I mean, the first day there, I woke up and I cried, and I was like it just felt weird and wrong,
Yeah.
but I made the choice, so it's no one's fault but my own, and then I just kept living here, living there. And I remember my partner and my fella at the time, after we lived there for only, like, 3 months, and I was crying at myself to sleep at night. Like, I just was confused about who I was and what I was doing there. Like, did I wanna be an actor? Like, is that really what I want? Like, it just was, scary, and he was like, "Why don't you just go home?" And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
how what? Why would I? That's not what this I've just gotta cry about it." Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna cry about it. So strange. I was grateful that, like, they believed me and, like and it didn't really register until later that they were checking my story, which absolutely, like,
Yeah, I think they have to.
if I
They're
wasn't
probably like,
me
"Who's this girl?"
right? I don't know if I would believe me, and you know me, so you
Yeah.
know that, like, I'm not gonna just
I would
make this one up,
since
but
I do know you, I'd probably ask you a few times as well.
yeah, that's true. Mainly because I do elaborate, but this story is so good as it is, like, also loser, absolutely changed nothing about that story. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. You're feeling
That's
good about
good.
yourself, and God was like, "Hmm, I need to right
Guess
size you
what?
today." Yeah,
Yep.
you're a fucking loser.
We're bringing your ego down just a little bit
Yeah.
today.
Driving around, I'm like, "I think I'm gonna be okay. I think I'm gonna be okay.
I think my life is on track now.
I think I'm gonna be on track here soon." Even though I am driving a rental car still, but it's
So good.
fine. But yeah.
All right. Well,
All right.
what's your word to the wise?
Um, shit. I
And
wish I'd gotten all the license plate numbers, because
ooh,
that would
that's
have been
good.
like people would have been like, "Whoa," and I'd been like, "Yeah," and then they'd get them, and they'd be like, "Dude, you were telling the whole truth." I was like, "I know."
All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Be
So
aware.
be
Like,
aware.
because I started to look at it, and I started to I can't even remember them now, but it was like, I know there was a Y, and then I couldn't but I knew it was a white Toyota Solara. Yeah. And it had, like I got, like, the first 3 of the license plate, which you'd think they could narrow it down, maybe, I don't know. But
I
be
don't know
aware,
though.
try and
Yeah.
get details.
Yeah. Always be present and
Yeah.
embrace that pivot.
Mhm. Embrace it, 'cause it who knows? Who knows what would have happened had that not happened to me that night, so
So true. Well, you wouldn't have had a good story today.
I wouldn't have. And I would have met Sandy with her golden goblet,
Oh,
beautiful little mug that was, like, covered in gold.
I
Gold,
that's
like,
just
and she was like,
yeah.
"That is 14 karat." I think something along those lines, and I was just like, "It's incredible." I think she got it from Turkey, you know?
And
They
she's
were
like,
so
"Henry the
sweet.
Eighth used to own that."
Yeah. Yeah. And I had a thank you card in my car for, I'd say, up to a year, and anytime I went back to that, because I didn't do another overnight there,
Mm.
um, but I would go walk the dogs near there, and and I really wanted to stop and put the thank you card in the but I just felt embarrassed, like, I was like, "Oh, someone's gonna be like, 'Who
Oh.
are you? Why are you putting something in the mail?'" And I'd be like, "This Sandy was nice." Like, I still wish I had done that, but
Yeah, I think that's a good note because I feel the same sometimes where you are embarrassed to say thank you or you're grateful for someone's help.
yeah,
But you know what? It's such a good thing. It feels so good for you. And then when they open that up and they're like, "Oh, like
yeah.
it is a good thing to help people."
It is. Be careful, be aware, and always be grateful. And
Yes.
send that thank you card, send that get well card. Give somebody, if you see someone, a mom in particular, I saw a young mom with 2 young kids under the age of fucking 1, and she was getting all frazzled dealing with it, and I stopped her and I said, "You're doing an amazing job. I'm absolutely in awe of you." And she was like, "Thank you." I was like, "Seriously, I'm not a mom. I don't even know how you do it."
Yeah, whomever's listening to this today, just help a stranger out by either saying something, holding open a door, or
Mhm.
calling
Tell
them a loser.
Yeah. If you see it, Say something. If you see a loser, you let them know. Oh my God. We should all try and flag down someone randomly and just be like, loser!
Loser.
Never.
Bye.
That would be so.
Just bring somebody down to your level for a
Yeah.
split moment.
You see someone super happy, fuck their shit up. Fuck it up for them. Take
And
them
on
down.
that note,
Yep.
thanks for sharing your story, Courtney.
You're welcome. Thanks for listening to my story. And if you need a fact check, you can email us and I will give you facts. I think you can probably look it up at the, give our information.
Yeah,
So.
our email is thatwasn'ttheplanpod@gmail.com. You can also reach us through our website at thatwasn'ttheplan.com. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube where you can watch our episodes.
Oh, that's right.
In the video in person.
In the video.
In the video. Uh-huh.
You can watch your stories and you can watch us in the video.
In the video. Boy, I certainly act and sound like I'm 80.
No, don't. We're going to listen to some tunes and have some pop and some pizza.
Right. I've got my stories to go watch.
Yeah. Oh, I love you,
All right.
Emily.
Love ya. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to That Wasn't the Plan. If you found it helpful or at least mildly entertaining, a quick rating, review, and a click on the subscribe button would be lovely. And it genuinely helps us. And if a friend comes to mind, please share. Until next time. Bye.